Tonight on Coyote News, find out why your bar tabs and restaurant bills may be getting a little more expensive. And find out how attending campus events can get you rewards. I'm Michaela Feldman.
And I'm Bailey Millen. If you've ever been frustrated with the streetlights on Vermilion's Main Street, some proposed plans may soon be changing the road's traffic flow. And find out which event brought some of the region's best spellers to campus this weekend.
Plus, both Coyote basketball teams scored wins at the Dakota Dome this past weekend. And USD held its first track meet of the season. First, the headlines with Taylor Fouth.
Congress has passed a bill approving the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. The measure is now being sent to President Obama, who said he plans to veto it. Republicans had made approving the pipeline one of their top priorities when they took control of Congress in January. President Obama is asking Congress to formally authorize war against ISIS militants. Obama would limit authorization to 3 years, with no restriction where U.S. forces could pursue the threat. Obama's plan bans enduring offensive combat operations. The proposal comes after officials confirmed the death of American hostage Kayla Mueller yesterday. She is the fourth American to die in the hands of the extremist group. Yesterday, 3 American Muslim students were shot to death at a residential complex of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Police say Craig Stephen Hicks has been arrested and charged with killing the students. Hicks turned himself in after the shooting. And those are your headlines.
On next week's vote, a proposed beer tax could see Vermilion residents and of-age USD students looking at higher bar tabs and restaurant bills. The Vermilion City Council has proposed the tax as a way of funding a $5.2 million improvement to Vermilion's Prentice Park, including a new swimming pool. City Manager John Prescott says he doesn't expect the bill to affect any one group.
It's a minority of students, but also, the community has a number of establishments, and these are open 12 months a year, and so the student population varies.
If the tax passes, residents will pay 5% more on malt beverages, such as beer and some wines, at all stores, restaurants, and bars within city limits. Some local businesses have voiced opposition to the tax, saying it could hurt their sales. City Council will vote on the beer tax next Tuesday.
During the academic year, students are busy with schoolwork and oftentimes aren't available to attend events outside of the classroom. But there's an incentive for those who do go, called Paw Points. On this week's Yote Report, Erica Arpan finds out what students can gain from this program.
During the semester, students have the opportunity to take home some small and big prizes from the university through Paw Points. Some of the events that happen each semester offer the option of gaining the Paw Points, whether it be the speakers that come to campus, athletic events, open mic nights, and many more. Lindsay Sparks, the Director of Student Programming, says she plans the events based on the attendance.
The data we collect from Paw Points to decide for the next semester what we're going to program.
When students get to the event, they are able to swipe in with their IDs or sign in, and points are added to a database system. They get extra points if they stay until the end. Students who are dedicated enough to go and get these points are rewarded. Student Janice Schultz took home the ultimate prize of being able to go to the Oregon versus USD game with the team, all from earning Paw Points. She says students should go to more events.
If roles were reversed, wouldn't you want them to come to your events? It's really only a couple hours out of your day, so, you can make it.
The points roll over from the fall semester to the spring semester, then start over at the beginning of the next school year. At the end of each semester, there is a Paw Points auction, where students can see how much points they've accumulated over the semester. For every Paw Point they have, they get a raffle ticket to bid on prizes up to how many points they have. Prizes can range from an iPad mini to SDSU priority tickets. Any student can see how many points they have on the USD website. For the Yote Report, I'm Erica Arpan.
Coming up after the break, find out how the City of Vermilion is looking to change the flow of traffic on Main Street. The Peace Corps may be for you. Stay with us.
While students were away over semester break, the City of Vermilion began the process of updating the signals on Main Street. This means the 3 stoplights on the road are currently under review. The city found that many of the complaints they had heard revolved around delays on Main Street. But if the council approves the change, the intersection of Main and Center Streets won't be made into a 4-way stop.
So it more than likely would just be what it is now, what we're testing. Main Street would be free flow, and then Court and Center would have stop signs on them.
Dominguez says another stoplight at the intersection of University and Main is outdated, and the city is recognizing the need to update it. He says there have been good and bad comments from the public regarding the change.
We've had another comment talking about parking on Main Street. Now that the signal is gone, people are concerned that backing out of the parking stall might actually be more difficult.
Dominguez says his team will continue to collect data and will present it to the council in April. If approved, he plans to start construction in 2016. He also encourages the public, especially students, to share their comments on Facebook, through an email, or by visiting City Hall.
At USD sporting events, these students are oftentimes the ones in the front row showing off their school spirit. They are the Coyote Crazies. Coyote News' Anthony Gosh is live in the muck with the group's vice president, Jenna Schultz, to discuss what they're up to this semester. Anthony?
Thanks, Bailey. The Coyote Crazies offer exclusive discounts to its student members. Thanks for being with us. What has the organization done differently this semester than it has done in previous semesters?
We've added a bit of a fee, but with that fee you get a t-shirt and you get exclusive benefits, getting in games early, getting your tickets early, those kind of things. We're adding a t-shirt for the whiteout game. It's really just about getting in the games early, getting to be a part of an exclusive club that other members don't get.
And how's membership been lately?
You know, it's been on the rise. A lot of people didn't want to pay that fee, but with the exclusive title and the things you get with it, it definitely pays off.
And are there any future plans that the Coyote Crazies are doing this semester?
We have 3 spirit nights left, and those are where you dress up and you come. The 21st is Hawaiian night, and 28th is whiteout. Tomorrow, obviously, is neon night. And for those, you dress up, and the top 2 get prizes. So it's an extra incentive to come, dress up, and be your best.
Thank you so much. You can become a Coyote Crazy member at any time. Live from the muck, I'm Anthony Gosh.
Thanks, Anthony. Representatives from the Peace Corps were on campus yesterday, including one USD alumna. Krista Mastel served with the Corps in Mongolia. She says she's excited to be back at USD, talking to students who want to have similar experiences.
We love talking to USD graduates. Their skills are really high demand, so it's important that they investigate Peace Corps as an opportunity to apply some of those skills and get global work experience.
Even before going to college, Mastel knew she wanted to work overseas. Mastel says her anthropology degree taught her about diverse cultures and helped prepare her for the course.
I think what finally drew me to Peace Corps was just knowing that I had something in myself that I wanted to give, and I wanted to share my skills, and I wanted to build capacity of others. So if I was ever going to do it, now was the time.
Recent USD graduate Jay Shander is in the application process for the Corps. Shander says he's excited and waiting on confirmation to start work in Morocco.
Coming up after the break, a regional spelling bee came to campus this weekend. Find out how children benefit from these events. And a look at the winner of the 2015 Miss USD pageant. Stay with us.
The Latino Student Organization is a all-inclusive student organization that focuses on bringing in Latino culture to University of South Dakota. We do fiestas, we do piñata parties. We also just hold potlucks where we cook and we just share Latino culture and food and just mingle.
The Wagner Center is hidden next to the Dakota Dome and houses the USD Foundation and Alumni Association. President Abbott has proposed a change to make alumni feel more at home while visiting campus. The USD Foundation and Alumni Association are seeking private support for the university and are welcoming visiting alumni to campus. Steve Brown is CEO of the foundation, and he says President Abbott has reached out in hopes of purchasing and renovating.
The purpose for that is to really provide additional resources and kitchen facilities to be able to house guests, events, and activities as individuals come and groups come to campus and are part of that.
Brown says discussion is in the early stages, but the sister house could be used for a welcome center, meeting rooms, guest rooms, and to house archives. The pink house next to President Abbott's is currently rented by students. Singing, dancing, and an array of sequins dresses. All of these things were at the annual Miss USD pageant on Sunday. As I found out, the contestants were judged each by individual points of the crown, representing service, scholarship, success, and style. 3 contestants competed in this year's Miss USD pageant. The winner of the pageant will have a guaranteed spot in Miss South Dakota in June 2015. Chrissy Zollid, who holds the title of Miss Missouri River, helped with recruiting and advertising for the event.
So we went to the different sorority houses and talked about what Miss USD entails and what Miss South Dakota has meant to us. And secondly, I helped advertising.
Shelby Beer, who is Miss USD 2014, explains what a title holder should be.
They should also be someone who's very service oriented, very involved in campus, and just someone who is all around striving to be the role model that USD needs.
And as a role model, we do not fit any one bill. Role models come in all different shapes and sizes, both mentally and physically.
Each contestant has a private interview with the panel of judges. Talent makes up 35% of the participants' score. Lifestyle, fitness, and swimsuit makes up 15%, and evening wear makes up 20%. The interview counts for 25% of the participants' score, and the final 5% comes from an onstage question. Contestants are scored on a scale of 1 to 10 for each phase of competition. Stephanie Fisher was named Miss USD 2015.
I'm most looking forward to advocating my platform, which is building bridges to literacy, and also just representing the university the best that I can and representing us at Hot Springs the best that I can as well.
Fisher will now move on to compete in Miss South Dakota.
Over the weekend, the Southeast South Dakota Regional Spelling Bee brought some of the area's best spellers to campus. As Coyote News' Braley Dodson reports, officials with the organization say spelling is still important, even in today's digital age.
F-R-A-B-J-O-U-S,
That is correct.
With that word, 8th grade Owen Dudley won the Southeast South Dakota Regional Spelling Bee, demonstrating a skill some say is still needed.
I know this is the age of autocorrect and spell check, but spelling is still a valuable skill. These students are not only learning how to spell, they are learning poise, leadership, and sportsmanship.
The top 3 winners will advance to the regional competition, where they'll face off against spellers from Rapid City, Mitchell, Mobridge, and Sioux Falls. If they advance again, they will attend the state spelling bee in March, and if they become the champion of state level bee, they will be sent to the Scripps National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. But Owen Dudley only has one spelling wish.
I hope I don't get a word like frabjous again.
Even though he had never heard the word before, he used his spelling skills to figure it out.
I was thinking that I would just use some common sense and stuff, and that it would take care of itself.
Even if there is only one speller left standing, they have to still complete a champion word before they can win the competition.
It's very nerve-wracking. I was nervous, and I was just sitting there following the rules.
For Coyote News, I'm Braley Dotson.
With flowers, chocolates, and all sorts of heart-shaped items filling the shelves of most stores, it's hard to ignore that Valentine's Day is just around the corner. But Coyote Blog's Andy Hartman is here to let you know that being single is okay.
Valentine's Day is fun and stuff, I get it, but it's also super annoying. If people aren't being all lovey-dovey, people are complaining. Valentine's Day is a celebration of love, not an excuse to complain about how forever alone you are. Honestly, being single is not that bad. You get to go wherever you want, do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, whenever you want. And you don't have to worry about pleasing anyone but yourself. But if you really are desperate for love, I can help you, kind of. As a girl, I guess I can help all the lonely fellas out there by telling you what most girls look for. What most guys don't understand is we don't want a boyfriend, we want a man friend. You're probably asking yourself, how do I become a man? The answer is simple. There are 5 qualities that make up a true man. To be a man, you must be as swift as a coursing river, have all the force of a great typhoon, have all the strength of a raging fire, and be as mysterious as the dark side of the moon. And you also had to have gotten that reference, because a real man knows how to appreciate a good Disney movie. Well, okay, those rules only apply if the lady you are trying to woo has the same standards of men as Li Shang does, which they should, because Li Shang is definitely a man. Have you seen his abs? Like, dang. Even if you don't have a date for Valentine's Day, remember, Netflix is there for you. For Coyote Blog, I'm Andy Hartman.
Thanks, Andy. Coming up after the break, both Coyote basketball teams recorded victories in the Dome this past week, and learn about the track meet that brought past and present Yotes back to campus. Stay with us.
Your fire attack, 1926.
Tonight on Coyote Sports, the USD women's basketball team notches a pair of wins while the men's team splits its 2 games over the weekend. And with Valentine's Day coming up this weekend, Sean gives you his take on love in this week's Bauer Beat. I'm Brandon Noel.
And I'm Sean Bauer. The USD track and field team hosted its first meet this past Saturday, and Coyote News' Levi Gooch is live with swimmer Colin Crissell previewing the upcoming Summit League Championships. First, the headlines. Taylor.
Little League Baseball has stripped the U.S. Championship away from the Chicago-based Jackie Robinson West team. The team must vacate its wins due to using players from outside its district. On top of vacating the wins from the team, the Little League organization has suspended head coach Daryl Butler and district administrator Mike Kelly for their roles. This is the 3rd time in the league's 75-year history that a team has been forced to vacate wins, and the first since 2001. Hall of Fame coach Jerry Tarkanian has died at the age of 84. Tarkanian coached the UNLV Runnin' Rebels when they won the NCAA title in 1990. Tarkanian was the 2nd fastest D1 head coach to reach 700 wins and finished his career with 729 over 31 years. San Antonio Spurs head coach Greg Popovich has become the 9th NBA coach to reach 1,000 career wins. Popovich is one of 2 coaches to have won 1,000 games coaching for one team. During his 19-year tenure with the Spurs, Popovich has led San Antonio to 5 NBA titles and the highest winning percentage of any NBA team in that span. And those are your headlines.
Thanks, Taylor. The USD women's basketball team picked up 2 conference victories over the weekend. On Friday, the Coyotes defeated Fort Wayne 91-80 at the Dakota Dome. The victory moves the Coyotes to a perfect 11-0 record at home this year. Nicole Seekamp led all scorers with 19 points and tied her career high with 10 assists for the Coyotes. Lisa Loeffler added a season high of 17 points for USD. Taya Miller scored 12 in the victory. Following their win on Friday, the Coyotes continued their streak in Fargo on Sunday as they beat NDSU 83-79. Nicole Seekamp led USD with 21 points and Rochelle Contreras scored 20 in the win. The 2 victories moved the Coyotes to 9-2 in the Summit League and keeps them atop the conference standings. The women play tomorrow night against Omaha at the Dakota Dome. USD women's basketball player Taya Miller underwent knee surgery today. The Coyotes starter will be on the bench for 2 to 3 weeks. The Coyotes are currently first place in conference standings with the Summit League tournament less than a month away.
The men's basketball team ended its 3-game losing streak on Thursday as they defeated Western Illinois 75-61. The Coyotes clung to a 35-34 lead after the first half, but scored the first 14 points in the second half to put Western Illinois away. Trey Burnett led all Coyotes with 19 points, and Brandon Boss added 18 in the victory. The win gives USD its first season sweep of the Leathernecks in 4 tries. On Saturday, the Coyotes were unable to keep the momentum from Thursday's victory as they fell to North Dakota State 71-47 in Fargo. The Coyotes are now 5-6 in conference play and are in 5th place in the Summit League standings. The USD men go on the road tomorrow night against Omaha. The USD track and field team hosted the Dakota Realty alumni meet on Saturday at the Dakota Dome. The Coyotes broke 2 Dakota Dome records and won 20 events at the meet. Kyle McKelvey broke the 22-year-old record in the shot put, and Katie Wetstein broke the 16-year-old record in the mile run. The competition wasn't the only highlight for USD, as 5 track and field alumni were inducted into the Hall of Honor at the meet. Former Coyotes Breanne Edwards, Dwight Freiberg, Paul Hendry, and Michelle and Scott Munson were all honored at the Dome. The track and field teams will split up this upcoming weekend to compete in both the South Dakota State Classic in Brookings and the Iowa State Classic in Ames.
The Summit League Swimming and Diving Championships begin next Wednesday, and Coyote News' Levi Goots is live with swimmer Colin Crisso as he and the rest of the USD team prepare for the meet. Levi.
Thanks, Brandon. The USD swimming and diving team had a successful meet last week in Minneapolis, and we're going to talk with Colin about the next step. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
So, how would you compare this season to previous ones that you've been in?
This season it's kind of been a little rougher in the sense that it was kind of the first season we had a full team. We had all 4 grades. So we thought we were going to have like a solid core of guys, but we've just been battling injuries and kind of losing a couple of men here and there. So, I mean, it was not necessarily disappointing, but it was, we've just been struggling to keep people healthy. I mean, but for what we've had, I think we've had a great season comparatively.
And then as a team, how are you guys comparing for the Summit League next week?
Well, right now we're in what we call taper. We're kind of cutting down on our training. The intensity kind of still stays up, but we're not doing as much yardage. This kind of lets our bodies recover a little bit more. We're doing a lot of visualization, because, positive thinking. And we're just kind of focusing on a little bit of all the small things that we can do to help race faster, I guess.
Sure, thank you.
Yep.
That was Colin Chrysler talking with us about the Summit League Championship coming up next week in Indianapolis. Live from the Muck, I'm Levi Goots.
Thanks, Levi. With Valentine's Day coming up this weekend, Sean gives you his take on love in this week's Bauer Beat.
Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so it's time to reflect on all the love in the air. No, I'm not talking about the connection between 2 people. I'm talking about Kevin Love. Love was traded this past summer from my hometown Timberwolves to the Cavaliers to join LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. The T-Wolves got first overall pick Andrew Wiggins in return. While I'll admit I'm not the biggest NBA fan, I did enjoy seeing the T-Wolves finally make a great roster move. When the T-Wolves had Kevin Garnett back in the day, they never surrounded him with the talent to win championships. The same thing happened with Love in Minnesota, which is why both wanted to be traded. Now, while I've always loved Garnett because he led a mediocre team to the playoffs almost every year in Minnesota, I've always disliked Kevin Love because he never made the playoffs once. Seeing Garnett leave was tough to handle, and then to see that Minnesota only got Al Jefferson in return was just adding salt to the wound. This time, the Wolves made the right move. They moved Love and acquired Andrew Wiggins in return. Wiggins has future superstar written all over him. He's freakishly athletic and will only get stronger and become a better shooter as he matures. So for the first time since the Wolves lost in the 2004 Western Conference Finals, I finally have a reason to watch them. And that's the Bauer Beat.
Coming up next, this week's edition of Coyote Shorts tackles the problem of getting to class on time. Stay tuned.
The Latino Juvenile Student Organization is a all-inclusive student organization that focuses on bringing in Latino culture to University of South Dakota. We do fiestas, we do piñata parties. We also just hold potlucks where we cook and we just share Latino culture and food and just mingle.
As we mentioned earlier, Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, and with that comes the release of a romantic movie that has a lot of students, especially women, talking.
On this week's Out and About, we asked students if they plan on attending the 50 Shades of Grey movie.
No, I don't, just because I'm a dude.
Me and my boyfriend are going to go probably on Valentine's Day. I think it's going to be a good time.
Not a chance. Actually, not interested. I'll probably go to Kingsman instead.
Well, I don't think so. I'm more of a Nicholas Sparks kind of guy.
Absolutely not. No, I'm not going to that.
Yes, I'm planning on going with my friends because it looks like a good movie.
Yes, because it's Valentine's Day, and the movie I feel like is going to be adventurous, like the book was.
Maybe not because I don't have a date.
I hear that it's kind of spicy.
Well, I've read the book, so it'll just be interesting to see how the movie pans out, I guess.
I've heard it's very sexual.
So excited. Yes, because the book's really good, and I'm pretty excited to watch it. Yeah, it's going to be a good movie.
I don't even know what type of movie 50 Shades of Grey is, so no.
I'm sure my wife will go.
This semester, we're showcasing a series of quick, creative films called Coyote Shorts.
On this week's Coyote Short, we look into some of the struggles USD students may go through to get to class on time.
No, dang it, I'm late for class, I'm late for class, I'm late for class. No. Okay, everything's cool. I'm gonna slow down. He'll pass right in front of me. I know. What's he doing? Okay, I'll just pick up the pace then. Oh no! Ah! That was close. All right, you got this. Just stay in the left.
Oh, excuse me, man.
At this rate, I'm gonna be late for class for sure. I gotta go. Son of a...
The latest edition of The Volant hit newsstands today. Make sure you pick up your copy and read about a $1 million budget cut for the new track and soccer arena. Plus, the deadline to sign up for mandated health insurance is coming up. Find out how this could affect students.
That's all for Coyote News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
And if you have a story idea you'd like to share, email it to us at kyotnews@usd.edu.
Have a great night. We'll see you next time.